engines wanting more. Light the track and hit the curve, chasing glory we deserve. Turn down for what we speed tonight, blazing trails beyond the light. Fuel the fire, hearts collide, racing dreams we can't hide. Adrenaline, the swiftest thrill. Turn, chasing shadows, bending will. Burning rubber, smoke the skies. Through the laps we rise and fly. Every corner a battleground, echoes scream, engine sound. Turn for nothing, full control, brutal whispers in your soul. Turn down for what we speed tonight, blazing trails beyond the light. Fuel the fire, hearts collide, racing dreams we can't hide. Victory calls, it's in our veins. Through the chaos we remain. Turn down for nothing, lead or bust, racing bold in speed we trust. Turn down for what we speed tonight, blazing trail beyond the light. Fuel the fire, hearts collide, racing dreams we can't hide. Victory calls, it's in our veins. Through the chaos we remain. Turn down for nothing, lead or bust, racing bold in speed we trust. Victory calls, it's in our veins. Through the chaos we remain. Turn down for nothing, lead or bust, racing bold in speed we trust. so proud. and the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave the bombs bursting in air, that our flag was still there. Oh, Satan's that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the fray, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight here in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, Satan's that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free, and the home of the push the pedal, feel the roar. Screaming engines wanting more. Light the track and hit the curve. Chasing glory we deserve. Turn down for what we speed tonight. Blazing trails beyond the light. Fuel the fire, hearts collide. Racing dreams we can't hide.
What's going on, guys? Hey, Repeat back with you. It's another Sunday night. Tonight's time for the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com. Big thank you to the one and only Lieutenant Colonel retired of our United States Army. By the way, happy 250th birthday, U.S. Army. Appreciate everything that everybody has ever done from that branch of our armed forces over the last 250 years. The sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen, is real. So again, big thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Ross of our U.S. Army, retired, for everything that he's done for the U.S. Army, the U.S. Army veterans, and everything that he continues to do for the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series as well, now in the second season under their full sponsorship. Again, thank you, Colonel Ross. If you happen to be out there in the land of Twitch or YouTube, thank you. All right, time to get qualifying underway now with these truckers. I believe it's just about 20 trucks that'll be out there on track this evening. Let's go ahead and clear things out. Let's go ahead and bring up our scoring pylon. That way you can see exactly where people are and how they're set to tackle this place and get grab that pole, grab that clean air. As we all know, it means just so much. All right, this is the 4 of the one and only Tristan Bailey. Right now, Tristan for about P8. This is his flyer lap, though. Right now, Tom Harmon in that Avril Lavigne number 68, sitting on top of the boards. Mike York in that 07, sitting P2. Ed Robertson third. John Osborne, Claire Murphy, Josh Taylor, Doug King, and so many more still working on their fastest lap. Looking at this number 4 Kodak machine, looks like right now he'd be good enough for about P9. Let's see how he gets up and off the corner to grab the best possible starting position that he can. Tristan Bailey taking it to P number 4. How about Chris Weaver down here in his My Fox 8 Plus number 8 Ford F-150. He's going to come on out here, as you see, just now getting up to speed, exiting pit road, and he's going to kind of wind up a little bit on that high side, maybe that middle group, carry as much speed as he can off of turn 4, bring it all the way down across the start stripe underneath Barney the flagman, into turns 1 and 2, get it as close to that yellow line as possible, or maybe keep it up in that second groove, keep that truck wound up, keep as much momentum as he can in that machine, and maybe attack the lower lines in his second lap, which will be coming momentarily. But again, this is Chris Weaver in his My Fox 8 Plus machine, now off turn 4. Let's see what kind of a lap he's got in this Ford F-150. Looks like also Elric George is out there on track. Kenny Lind is out there on track. Tristan Bailey looks like he's still there. Mike Papa Bear Campbell, Mike Miller, Claire Murphy, Mike Campbell III, as well as Austin Collins. So again, just about 20 truckers going to tackle the Music City track here in Nashville, Tennessee. That 8 machine was able to get just a little bit lower, gets a little loose off of corner exit on turn 4, and it looks like Chris Weaver is going to go ahead and slot in right now for about P10. How about Mike Miller in this number 5 machine? Mike Miller right now sitting P number 6, and it looks like that's all she's going to write for this Toyota TRD machine. Mike Campbell III out here in his, I thought that was a Gravedigger number 11 for a second. I was like, wow, talk about bringing it back just a little bit. But yeah, right now Mike is last on the pylon. Let's see what this lap is capable of producing. And it looks like right now it's about a P14, so not too bad for Mike Campbell. Looks like that was just his first lap. Can he possibly do any better here on his second? We're about to find out. Right now, Justin Aniscock sitting on top of the board. I don't know if the 11 is going to have the speed in it up and off the corner. Looks like he's pretty stable up and off turn number 4, bringing it all the way down to the start stripe. And let's see, was P14. Looks like his second lap going to be a little bit faster. Going to bring it up to P number 12. All right, so far it looks like that is about it. John Osborne, Claire Murphy, Doug King, and Brian Pizzichemi. Pizzichemi chose not to take a lap, and we'll have to see what kind of progress he makes throughout the evening as he tries to battle his way up through to the top. All right, let's go ahead and clear the boards. Let's go ahead and bring up your grid. Again, this is the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans. On that pole, as we just talked about, the one and only Justin Anscock in that unlucky number 13. I have to see how he fares this evening. Josh Taylor in the third. He's going to sit P number 2. Ed Robertson in that 64 is going to sit third, with Tristan Bailey in that Kodak number 4 sitting P at number 4. P5, Austin Collins in the 74 with Mike Miller to his outside in that 5. P7 looks like the 68 of Tom Harmon with Kenny Lynn sitting P8 in the 57. P9 is going to be Scott Rickard in the 05 with the 40 of Elric George. Good qualifying effort for Elric. It's going to round out the top 10. Top 12 looks like Mike York in the 07 sitting P11. And Mike Campbell III, you saw his qualifying attempt, rounding out the top 12 in that machine. Looks like P13 is going to be Chris Weaver in his MyFox 8 Plus number 8. 14th going to be Andrew Chapman in the 2.5. Mike Campbell Jr., old Papa Bear himself, lead admin, owner, and operator of the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series in that number 71. 16th going to be John Osborne in the 81. Claire Murphy is going to be 17th in the Deuce. Doug King in the 87 in P18. And to round them all out, yep, that's right, the guy that takes the challenge every single week to try to drive through the field, the one and only Brian Pizzichemi in P19. So again, just under 20 bad mother truckers going to tackle Nashville Super Speedway. This track is all concrete, and it really usually tends to lead for some great side-by-side racing, but that clean air also means a whole lot. All right, so again, Justin Anscock in this number 13. He's going to have a great launch, no doubt. Can't wait to see what he's capable of as the night rolls on. Just kind of going through the field a little bit, looking at a few of these trucks, like the 4 of Tristan Bailey. You see that Taco Bell machine for Austin Collins, Mike Miller in his blue ribbon number 5, Tom Harmon, and as always in his Avril Lavigne number 68, Kenny Lind in his 57. Elric George in his Valvoline number 40. Scott Rickard in that Bass Pro Shops Club machine. And as I mentioned, Elric George for P10. Mike Campbell III in his LWR Racing machine. Mike York to round out the top 12 in his HendrickCars.com number 07. All right, what do you say we bring it on over to Barney? We're going to get ready to fire off. It's going to be a great race. Glad y'all are here, whether you're out there in the land of Twitch or YouTube. Welcome, everybody. All right, so here he is. Yep, Barney's got the green flag. Let's go ahead and clear that order. Let's go ahead and bring up your scoring pylon and everything else that we're going to need as the night rolls on. Green flag, let's go. So it looks like Justin Taylor, he's got a big challenge from the outside. The one and only Josh Taylor up on the high side, using a little bit of that bank to try to go ahead and get around Rowdy on the outside. Does just that. Let me go ahead and restart the overlay, since it looks like the track map and all that is not wanting to come up. So we're going to go ahead and restart that right quick. See a little bit of a blip on screen. That'll come on right back. There it is. Let's go ahead and clear that. There we go. Now we got our track map, and we can get everything else running as well. There we go. All right, let's actually take a quick look at the weather while we're watching these guys out here on track. Looks like 84-degree track temp and about 80-degree air. Very, very little wind, so shouldn't mess with these trucks too much this evening. 150 laps is the name of the game here in the NAV 155 from Nashville Superspeedway. Again, if you're just joined, this is the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans.com. Guys, if you have a veteran in your family, whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, whatever the case may be, make sure you go to Network Alliance for Veterans.com. I'll go ahead and put the link out there in chat here in just a moment. And make sure you give this this link to your favorite veteran family. I mean, it really depends, whether it's brother, sister, aunt, uncle, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, whatever it may be. Make sure you copy down this link and hand it over, because you never know what they may need and what kind of services Colonel Ross offers is just absolutely amazing. So if you're in the great state of Indiana, any of the surrounding states, or anywhere in the U.S., make sure you reach out to Colonel Ross, send him an email, tell him to Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series sent you, and I promise you, he will not disappoint. If he doesn't have the immediate access to whatever it is you're looking for, he will get it for you or help you find it and make sure that you're pointed in the right direction. Big, big thank you again to Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross of our U.S. Army, retired. As I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, also big, big happy birthday to our U.S. Army, turning 250 years old. What a great time. All right, so looks like got a battle back for the lead. We're going to go through the field here in just a moment. But the 13th, Justin Amscock, was able to get under the 30 of Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor still with the lead. Again, I mentioned earlier that this track does lend itself to some great side-by-side racing. All you got to do is keep that guy on the bottom pinched down. They can't get back in the throttle whether they want to, and they cannot clear themselves. So great, definitely fosters great racing all the way around. So great battle up here for the top spot. You can see Justin Amscock, Ed Robertson, and Austin Collins all right here in this mix. Let's go ahead and actually take a look from Austin Collins' nose camera as Ed Robertson tries to come on down, possibly slam that door shut. Still side by side for the top, and if we look behind him, a little bit of a gap right now, back to P5, which is Mike Miller. This is Mike Miller's rear camera looking at the 68 of Tom Harmon. Tom Harmon has the 05 of, this is from the 4 of Tristan Bailey. Looking back at the 68, the 05 of Scott Rickard, Kenny Lynn, and many, many more. Battle for the lead continues to heat up. The 30 trying to carry as much momentum as he can, but looks like this time not able to complete the crossover, so he's going to settle for second place, letting the 13 go back to the lead. Or I shouldn't say let the 13 go back to the lead. Had no choice but to let the 13 go back to the lead. So Rowdy was under threat at the beginning of the race for lap number 1. It's still under threat here at lap number 11 of 150. It really looks like Ed Robertson has a pretty strong truck tonight. So does Austin Collins. From Tristan Bailey, he's got a little bit of a fight right behind him, looking at Mike Miller and Tom Harmon. Mike Miller up on the high side in that number 5, and Tom Harmon down low in that Avril Lavigne number 68. Taking a look ahead from Tristan Bailey. This is what this party looks like. The 5, the 05 of Scott Rickard, and the 68. 68 trying to surge ahead as much as he can. Tom Harmon is very well known for being able to save tire. and right there he was able to really stay in the throttle just a little bit longer, or able to get the power down off the corner. And now we got a battle here between the 5 and the 05. That's Scott Rickard and Mike Miller. They got the 57 of Kenny Lind right behind. Kenny's wondering which line is gonna move. So far, still side by side ahead. Here comes the 07 of Mike York, and then Elric George in the 40 just behind him. Up front, nothing has changed. Justin Ascock, Josh Taylor, and Ed Robertson all running 1, 2, 3. As you can see, they're on the scoring pylon, still continuing to run right where they qualified. Chris Weaver back here in his MyFox 8 Plus machine, also still running right where he qualified. And as Elric George, Andrew Chapman, and Brian Pizzacchemi go back and forth with their position, they kind of go in and out of running right where they started also. Chris Weaver, again in his MyFox 8 Plus machine. John Osborne back here in the 81. He's following his Nike logo on the back, saying just do it. Yep, just throw it in that corner. See if we can't clear the 11 of Mike Campbell III. The 87 of Doug King just behind. So now a little bit of a battle back here between the 87 and 11. The 71 of Mike Pop Bear Campbell sitting there right behind the 87. Just kind of staying right there in the draft. Into the corner, really throwing it in low. Maybe tapping the brakes just a little bit, or getting that thing to roll as best he can into and off the corner so we can get back on the throttle. 87 a little loose down the backstretch. You see the tail end wagging just a bit, throwing it underneath the 11. It should be clear here. 71 of Mike Campbell Jr. He's going to try the same thing. Behind them is going to be Claire Murphy in the G Fuel Deuce, just watching everything unfold. Back up with their leaders. Again, not missing anything. 13 leading the way. The 30 of Josh Taylor, Ed Robertson, 1, 2, 3, just as they started. If we look ahead from Austin Collins, this is what a single line of 3 trucks looks like. Really trying to stay in each other's draft if possible. Now, if you stay in the draft long enough, you do get a bit tight. It can also mess with the wear of the tires, but staying in the draft also could help you save just a little bit of fuel. This from Tristan Bailey's number 4 Kodak machine. He started P4, right now sitting P number 5 as the top 4 are all single file. A little bit of a battle now. 25 might have thought about taking it low. Thought again about it. It is Progressive Dirty Mo machine, kind of a really nice looking truck. For a second, I thought that might have been a Deadpool truck, but nope, it's not. But it looks like the 07 kind of getting up on the back end of the 57, throwing it in. As the 07 blinks out for just a moment, slides up, tags the 57, and the 57 with the great hands. Again, Kenny Lind losing the spot, but not losing the truck. Good save by Kenny. If you just joined out there in the land of Twitch or YouTube, this is the Turned Out for What iRacing Truck Series presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com. I'll go ahead and put that link out there in chat yet again. If you've got a veteran in your family, please make sure you copy that link down and send your favorite veteran or veterans there for any kind of questions or concerns they may have about what benefits are available to that person as part of the history of our armed forces. Again, whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or Space Force. Make sure you send them that link. You never know, may come pretty handy to them at some point, either now or in the future. Battle up here now between the 07 of Mike York and Brian Pizzicemi. Mike York up on the high side in at HenderCars.com. Looks like Silverado. Kenny Lind in his Toyota TRD machine. Going to go ahead and throw it in the corner. But look at the 07 trying to battle back on the outside. No exit there. York getting a little tight up and off the corner in the dirty air of Pizzicemi's number 78 Team Watson Racing setup, Silverado. Now the 07 looking just a little bit higher, trying to get in a little bit of that clean air. But the 78 just wrapping that bottom side just a little bit stronger. New leader up at the front, looks like Tristan Bailey, able to get around past Ed Robertson. Let's go back and see exactly how that happened right now. So it looks like he just kind of set it up to 64 up high. That Kodak number 4 down low. 64 is going to go ahead and let him go on by. And you see the 30 of Josh Taylor tag that outside wall. So that's going to put Josh Taylor back to P number 3. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, there we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at some lap time, shall we? So right now, we just saw Tristan Bailey go to the lead. Right now, Tristan Bailey, he's actually been fastest 4 of the last 5 laps over Robertson, and all 5 laps over the 30 of Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor, after getting into the wall, falling back to P3. He's been faster than Collins a couple of laps, and also faster than Ed Robertson those 2 laps as well. But he's got a little bit of rebounding that he's got to do if he wants to get back up into the top spots. The 68 of Tom Harmon, he's starting to work his way on through also. Harmon pretty quick, kind of splitting those fastest laps out of the last 5 with both Collins and Rickard. Rickard right behind him, fastest 3 of the last 5 laps over Collins, same as Harmon over Collins as well. There is Rickard behind him. You're going to have Miller in that 5, Justin Anscock in that 13. Justin started on pole this team, so he's fallen back 7 spots. Not exactly sure what's going on with that 13 routing machine, or maybe just getting a little tight as the run goes on. Not 100% sure. He's got the 25 of Andrew Chapman right behind. Andrew Chapman right now up 5 spots. Brian Pizzicemi, after starting in the rear with the gear in this number 78, now up to P10, up 9 spots. And if the Turned Out for What iRacing Truck Series presented by NAV had a biggest mover point or award, right now that would be Pizzicemi. Might have to suggest that to Mike Papa Bear Campbell. Whoever gets whoever gains the most amount of spots in a race, they get a point or like a bonus point towards championship or something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Makes you really push, but you also got to be clean to make sure that you can be there at the end. I think that's pretty important. All right. So Tristan Bailey continuing to lead in this number 4 Kodak machine. Ed Robertson in the 64. Austin Collins back here. Let's actually change this up just a little bit. Give you some information about them. So yeah, Tristan Bailey, he's now up 3 spots to P1. Ed Robertson, he's up a spot in his number 64 to P2. Austin Collins, he's up 2 after starting 5th to P3 in his Team Watson Racing Setups Taco Bell machine. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Tom Harmon in his Avril Lavigne number 68. He's also up 3 spots. Josh Taylor down 3 after starting inside or on the front row in his Miller Genuine Draft machine. Scott Rickard in the 05, also with Team Watson Racing Setups on board to P6, up 3 spots. Mike Miller down 1 after qualifying 6th, right now running 7th in that number 5. The 25 of Andrew Chapman, he's up 6 spots in his progressive dirty mo machine to P8, P9, down 8, as we were just talking about. It's going to be Justin Anscock in that Rowdy Energy machine. P10, Brian Pizzagami, you just talked about him as picking up the most spots so far this evening. 11th is going to be down 3, talking about the 57 of Kenny Lind. We saw Mike York kind of charging up through the field a little bit before, right now sitting P12 after starting in the 11th spot. John Osborne up 3 in his number 81 Silverado to P13 after starting 16th. 14th, down 1, talking about the number 8 My Fox Plus machine for Chris Weaver. Doug King, he's up 3 to 15th. Elric George down 6 to P16 after starting tonight in the 10th spot. Again, I mentioned it earlier, great qualifying effort by Elric George. Claire Murphy in the deuce. He qualified 17th. That's right where he continues to run. Mike Campbell the third back here in this number 11, down 6 spots, battling with his dear old dad right now, talking about Mike Pop Bear Campbell, who's running at 19th, down 4 spots, and it looks like he's going to be the first truck to come on down pit road to grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, top that thing off with that Sunoco E15 racing fuel, and come on back out. To actually keep up with his truck as he guides it down pit road is the Network Alliance for Veterans machine. That Ford F-150 adorning the red, white, and blue colors. Looks like he kind of went through the pit box just a little bit. He's going to go ahead and grab his right side tires. Right now, the gas man filling up with that first full gas can. There we go. As the left side goes up, dropping a gas can, dropping the truck, and out comes Mike Pop Bear Campbell in his Network Alliance for Veterans Ford F-150, number 71. All right. So will that open up a rash of green flag pit stops? We're about to find out. So far, your leader, Tristan Bailey, he has not yet come on down pit road, but with Mike Campbell going down pit road, that did put him 1 lap down. So now he's got to hope that everybody cycles through a clean round of pit stops so he can go ahead and get his lap back when they all go ahead and pit. Saw a little bit of a battle back here just a moment ago. Looks like they were able to sort it out amongst themselves. Nope, here it is. The 74 of Austin Collins, the 68 of Tom Harmon. Looks like Harmon's going to go ahead and get the better of the 74, moving himself up to P3. Harmon has been on a tear this season, grabbing the most wins, sitting first in points, doing very, very well. He's put Avril Lavigne in victory lane. I want to say it's, 4 times already this season. Talking about this season, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the schedule as these guys get ready to go on down pit roads. Obviously tonight, Nashville Super Speedway. Next week's going to be Michigan. Definitely love me some Irish Hills racing. After that, Pocono will not be on the 29th. That'll be after Lime Rock. Turned down for what will be off on the 29th, and then fill in a couple weeks later. So yeah, make sure you come on out next week for Michigan International Raceway. These trucks are always bad fast, and it lends to some great racing. Lime Rock, Lucas Oil, the Glen, and then Richmond, and then we go playoff racing in Darlington, Bristol, and New Hampshire. That's what September looks like. October looks like the Roval of Charlotte Motor Speedway, Talladega Super Speedway, and then Martinsville. And then we're going to top the season off at Phoenix International Raceway come November 2nd. So a whole lot of racing yet to go this season. All right, so it looks like Mike York also decided to go on down pit road and grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods as well. Looks like he had a pit time of 14:75. Mike Campbell's pit time was a 16:97 after slightly going through his pit box. We saw him have to back it up just a tad. Mike York was able to capitalize on that just a little bit. Here's Mike Campbell III right now. He is running in P17, both Mike York and Mike Campbell 1 lap down. right, so what do you say we do a little bit of a crank it up session? If you got a nice, surround sound, nice set of earbuds or whatever it might be, if you got a nice surround sound, let's go ahead and crank it up. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back in. Midnight Sparks 13 says, let's go ahead, pick it up, talking about the 64 right here of Ed Robertson, right now behind Austin Collins in his number 74 Team Watson Racing setup Taco Bell machine. Yeah, Ed Robertson, he's down one spot after starting third, right now sitting P4. Scott Rickard back right behind him in his 05, and then Josh Taylor in his number 30. Again, Josh Taylor started outside pole, and there comes that the pole sitter or the pole award winner. Looks like Justin Anscock getting on by pretty easily. That's going to tell me that Justin Anscock is down a lap after coming to pit road. Yep, Mike York's come to pit road. Justin Anscock, Mike Miller, Andrew Chapman, Mike Papa Bear Campbell, Chris Weaver, Claire Murphy, excuse me, and Brian Pizzakemi. Looks like the fastest guy on pit road is going to be Justin Anscock in that number 13 with a pit time of 14:37, and then it would be a 14:45 for Andrew Chapman back here in his Progressive Dirty Mo number 25 with a 14:45, a 14:75 for Mike York in his 07 machine. He came down pit road on lap 48, and then a 14:98, there we go, for Mike Miller in his number 5. So all these guys really getting on pit road as quick as they can. Talking about pit road and getting on pretty quick. Here we go, 64. Ed Robertson also going past his pit just a little bit, so I had to back it up. That's going to add time to his pit stop. The right side was up, and right now, two brand new tires on the right. Left side is up. You see him throw it in gear with the flame out the tailpipe, exiting pit road. And let's actually watch him as he guides that machine off of pit road. Pretty clear track to come back up to. And looks like we've also now got Austin Collins and Scott Rickard on pit road. Let's pick up with those two. Here they are. Nose to tail, 74 of Collins, the 05 of Rickard. 74 should hit his pit stall first. Nope, it's actually going to be the 05 and then the 74. So that 74 qualified better than the 05 this evening. Good stop for both, I imagine. So right now, Tristan Bailey, Tom Harmon, Josh Taylor, John Osborne, and more yet to come on down pit road. And what do you know, just as I say that, here comes the 68 with the 57 of Lind and the 30 just behind. So that's going to allow Austin Collins and Scott Rickard to try to catch back up to these guys as they get close to their stall. So a little pack of 3 right here. Tristan Bailey, though, our leader, has yet to come on down pit road, and just as I say that, here he is trying to carry as much speed to the commitment line. You see him get a little loose right there under brake, a little bit too much brake bias, but able to whoa and slow that machine up, working lap 56. So that means he can go with just one more stop here at Nashville, right around lap 110, 112, depending on what he needs. And he brings it into his box a little bit slower than I probably would have imagined. But there's the 87 as he rolls on by. So right now that tells me that John Osborne and Mike Papa Bear Campbell, or Mike Campbell III, have yet to come on down pit road and are the only 2. See the 4 exiting. John Osborne now bringing his number 81 Nike Pro to the attention of his crew. Elric George also on pit road to his Valvoline crew. So let's see where this 81 cycles through once everybody else comes on back around. Nice steady stop into his pit box. Didn't slide through it. Didn't have to pull up a little bit more to get to his signboard. And remember, again, he pit from the lead. Right now, as things are, he would be P5, but he still has the remaining part of pit road to navigate before it gets back out on track. Already pushed down to P9 and now 10th. It'll be interesting to see where he winds up as the rest of the field comes on by. All right, so back to P13, and it looks like that's where he's going to be able to hold it. All right, and all that being said and done, Mike Campbell III has not yet gone down pit road, so he is the leader. So he's going to go ahead and grab a point for leading a lap. Justin Anscock right now sitting P2, Mike York 3rd, Mike Miller 4th, and Austin Collins P number 5. Looks like Mike Campbell, he's going to maybe bring it in next time. Working lap 58 right now. He is a whole ton slower than everybody else on track. in their 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. The 13 of Justin Anscock really drawing a bead on him. Here he is. 13 is going to go ahead and throw that routing machine low. And he's going to go ahead and take the spot back. The 2 here of Claire Murphy. That's not a battle for position. Claire's still 1 or more laps down, as now the 11 goes down pit road. Good job by Mike Campbell to kind of stay out there a little bit, right? Gain a point for leading a lap, and also to find out what his truck feels like in a long run in case he needs it a little bit later on. So with the 13 back up to P number 1, right where he started. Mike Miller in the 5, sitting P2, about 1.9 seconds back. 2.6 back to Mike York. Austin Collins a little under 7 seconds back. The same thing with Scott Rickard. Tristan Bailey almost 8 seconds back. Andrew Chapman is 7.8 back, and then you get into the double digits for Josh Taylor, Tom Harmon, Kenny Lind, Weaver, John Osborne, Mike Papa Bear Campbell sitting 13th, and then Doug King in the 87. That's everybody that's on the lead lap. Claire Murphy, Elric George, Mike Campbell III, Ed Robertson is in the pits right now, and Brian Pizzicemi out in that number 78. Not quite sure what happened to Brian Pizzicemi, but that number 78 who was trying to work his way on up through the field, and up to the time where he left, had made up the most amount of spots so far. All right. Working lap 62 of 150. Once we get to lap 75, that is halfway. There's no official, unofficial here in the turned out for what iRacing Truck Series, because weather doesn't come into play, at least not yet in the NASCAR series. It is an issue, I believe, in open wheel, but has not yet made its way over to the NASCAR series. Now between the 4 and the 05. Again, Tristan Bailey very, very fast in the long run. He was one of those that stayed out almost the longest. Let's see, last time Tristan Bailey was on pit road was lap 53. I'm sorry, 55 rather. Austin Collins right in front of him. He was in on lap 53. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the only other one that stayed out just a little bit longer was Mike York. He didn't pit until lap 62. Mike Campbell III came in on lap 59. Right around him, John Osborne was in on lap 56. So some varying laps to go down pit road, grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, and come on back out feeling like Superman on those Eagle tires. definitely carry a whole lot more lap time. Justin Anscock, he was the first one to go down pit road. He was in on lap 42. That's how he gained all that time on Austin Collins and everybody else. But as the laps have now kind of wound down a little bit, the 13 just now putting the 71 of Mike Pop Bear Campbell a lap down. 74 is all over his back bumper. So Austin Collins definitely made up all that time. Now we're going to have a battle for the lead. 74 is going to go ahead and throw it in. The dirty air from Claire Murphy might have played a little bit of an effect on the 13 for Justin Anscock, but I think the tire difference, Austin Collins was in on lap 53. He's got 9 lap fresher tires than the 13 of Justin Anscock. So Justin, I think, just didn't have anything for him getting into and coming off the corner. But again, also had the 2 of Claire Murphy to contend with up on that high side. Here comes the 4, Tristan Bailey. Tristan, again, was last on pit road lap 55. So he's got, 13 lap pressure tires than Austin Collins and 2 lap pressure tires than the 74 of Justin Anscock, and 2 lap pressure tires than Austin Collins in lead. Scott Rickard back here in the 05. He's got the 64 right with him. But again, this is not a battle for position. The 64, Red Robertson, is down in 18th, 7 laps down. So Midnight Sparks looking for Ed to pick it up. It doesn't look like it's going to happen tonight. So far, 71 laps green. No cautions whatsoever tonight here in Music City. And I mean, right now, it could really be Austin Collins' race, Tristan Bailey, Justin Anscock, depending on how the last pit stop works out for these guys when they come down pit road, how much time they pick up, how aggressive they are getting on, how aggressive they are coming off pit road, how quickly they come to the commitment cone, getting on a pit road. I mean, there's a whole dance that goes on when coming down pit road. Austin Collins still able to hold on to the lead. I mean, we look back from his rear bumper camera, and you definitely see Tristan Bailey and Scott Rickard just a little bit further back. But Tristan, again, he was on pit road lap 55, and Austin Collins was on 53. So this long run, as we come to halfway next time by, this long run seemed to be Tristan Bailey's, but we'll have to see. Again, guys, if this is your first time here, or if you have not yet done so, please go on up and smash that follow button. Hit the subscribe if you can. Definitely appreciate it, whether you're out there in the land of Twitch or YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we do have a battle for P number. Nope, actually I take that back. Battle for the lead. Tristan Bailey and Austin Collins. Tristan, he's down low. 74 is up high. 74 just kind of keeping that 4 truck pinched down, but it looks like the 4 kind of able to wrap that bottom just a little bit better than the 74. 74 did not have the run at exit of the corner, so no attempt to do a little bit of a crossover. Just going to stay right there in the 4's tire tracks and hope that he can hold on for a while longer. Again, it's going to be another 30 laps, give or take, before anybody comes down pit road, except for maybe Justin Anscock. Again, Justin was on pit road lap 42. Mike Miller was in on lap 43. Andrew Chapman was in on lap 48. The same as Chris Weaver. Claire Murphy was in on lap 46. So some of these guys that pit very, very early, they'll have to come down and really stretch to the end. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out for them. Meanwhile, like I mentioned, Tristan Bailey, he was on pit road lap 55. That tells me he only has to come down pit road one more time, right around lap 112, give or take, and he'll be good to go the rest of the way. Scott Rickard right now holding on to the final step of the podium, up 6 spots in his number 05 Bass Pro Club machine. Very, very nice looking Silverado. As you can see there by the scoring pylon on the left-hand side, everybody from Elric George on up is left on the lead lap. Mike York, Claire Murphy, Mike Campbell, Mike Popbear Campbell, Ed Robertson, and Pinzakemi either one or more laps down or out of the race. Here is Elric George back here in his number 40 F-150. Kind of running some Valvoline colors this evening. Last truck on the lead lap, looking ahead at Doug King, but a little ways ahead. Chris Weaver in his MyFox 8 Plus machine, just ahead of Mike Popbear Campbell. Chris Weaver is on the lead lap. Mike Campbell is down 1 lap. Doug King up ahead of them in his Chevrolet number 87. Doug King, all kinds of space, kind of on his own island, if you will. But that's actually pretty good as we look ahead from his nose camera. He doesn't have anything to deal with. No dirty air, no nothing like that. He can literally run the track the way that he wants or needs to in order to, run the fastest lap times, most consistent lap times to make sure that he's there at the end. We were just talking about Chris Weaver. This is what it looks like from his bumper cam. This is from John Osborne, number 81 Chevrolet. Looking ahead at the 25 of Andrew Chapman. Andrew Chapman, he's also got quite a bit of a gap right ahead of him in his progressive. As you actually hear him go ahead and downshift and then upshift back into 4th gear. So going down into 3rd in the corners and bringing it back up to 4th off the corner. There it is. 81 of John Osborne getting on by, taking the low side. Good pass by him. Andrew Chapman didn't have anything on the corner exit, so he's now going to fall back to P10. So right now, first and 10th, going to be Tristan Bailey, Austin Collins, Scott Rickard, Josh Taylor, Tom Harmon, Justin Hancock, Kenny Lind, Mike Miller, John Osborne, and Andrew Chapman. 11th through the field is going to be Chris Weaver, Doug King, Elric George, Mike York, Claire Murphy, Mike Campbell III, Mike Popbear Campbell. In 17th, 18th is going to be Ed Robertson, and Brian Pinzakemi started 19th, and that's where he is, the solo truck out of the race. See the forward Tristan Bailey starting to catch up with some lap traffic. Take a look from his front bumper cam, and you see 3 or 4 trucks ahead of him, but not yet close enough to where he's got to deal with the dirty air off those machines, but will be soon enough. Justin Hancock was one of the earliest hitters in tonight's race from Nashville, back on lap 42, so he's able to gain that lead. It'll be interesting to see if he comes down early or runs it as late as he can to have that speed or that track position just a little bit later on in the race, or if he has to come on down pit road again right around lap 84 or so I believe right around lap 84, he'd have to come on down a third time. I don't think he'd be able to make it the rest of the way from there. Working now, lap 88 as Tristan Bailey came across the start stripe. Tonight's race, again, all caution-free battle. We've had several battles for the lead between the 13 and the 30, the 4 and the 74. Scott Rickard has been part of that at times this evening, but right now finds himself right around the 07 of Mike York. But this is not a battle for the lead. Mike York in that 07 machine is sitting P14. He is the first truck one lap down, so if a caution should fly, right now he is in that free pass spot where you'd go ahead and grab the lucky dog and get that wave around as he plugs that outside wall on corner exit of turn number 2. The 05 finding a lane to make that immediate left to avoid hitting the 07 as he tagged the wall and getting on by. Elric George has fallen one lap down in his number 40 Valvoline machine, as you see both Tristan Bailey and the 74 of Austin Collins get on by. So now that puts the 87 of King, Doug King, the last truck on the lead lap. And if we take a look from his rear bumper cam, yep, that's that yellow number 4 Kodak machine coming to try to put him a lap down as well. You hear Doug King downshifting into third, and on corner exit, you should hear him go back to fourth. Oh, maybe he didn't downshift. Thought I heard it. I guess not. Guess I was wrong. Or maybe he's only shifting at one end of the track. Let's see as he goes into turns 1 and 2. Nope, he's just dumping the throttle. But that number 4 for Tristan Bailey is definitely closing in. Now Tristan Bailey, again, he was in on lap 55. Doug King was in on lap 54, so there shouldn't be much of a tire difference there. That difference may just be speed on track, how the trucks are handling, and it could be clean air, the way that he got on and off pit road. It could be a number of things. Again, looking ahead from Tristan Bailey at the 87 of Doug King. Doug King right now sitting P12, up 6 spots on the evening. As we now come to 57 laps to go. It'll be 56 this time by. Again, this is off the front bumper of Tristan Bailey with Austin Collins right now sitting P2 going into turns 1 and 2 right now. And Doug King is just hoping that he's going to be able to hold on. looks like the 87 unable to hold on or keep the 4 of Tristan Bailey behind. But there he is, a little bit of a crossover. He wants to stay on that lead lap. 87 kind of pinching the 4 of Tristan Bailey up just a little bit. Tristan looks like he's going to be able to clear him. So far, 4 should have that high side momentum. Here comes the 74 right behind. 87 has no choice but to give up that battle. But now he's just got to stay the first truck 1 lap down. Looks like Chris Weaver in his MyFox 8 Plus machine, he has gone ahead and taken his machine down pit road. Looks like he is one of the first. Mike Pop Bear Campbell brought his Network Alliance for Veterans number 71 machine down pit road on lap 92. Chris Weaver's the second. Looks like Mike Miller and Justin Anscock, they're going to come down pit road nose to tail here on lap 98. So this should be, it might be very, very close for these two to be able to make it to the end. Not 100% sure. I don't know. I know that they didn't take the truck to its capacity or to like the last lap that they could have gone earlier. So it'll be interesting to see if this is the final stop for these guys or if they're going to have to come on down one more time. We're basically, if they ran it dry right here, then they may have to come down again. Again, Tristan Bailey was last in on lap 42 or lap 44. Here he is on lap 99. So he went, several laps further than he did before. Not quite sure if that was just due to an ill-handling truck or what the deal was. But with Justin Anscock coming down pit road right now, he does put himself P14, but he's not the first truck 1 lap down. Now Anscock has to hope that the next round or this round of green flag pit stops does go all green. Otherwise, it could count this 13 out. But on these brand new tires, he's going to be a whole lot faster than those that are ahead of him. Andrew Chapman brings his number 25 machine to the attention of his pit crew. You see the rear end kind of slide into the pit stall. Right sides are up. Now the left sides will go ahead and pop up. That'll go ahead and give him his left side tires. He'll come on out, exit pit road, and get back up to speed as quickly as possible. Andrew Chapman with that pit, gonna go ahead and put himself back to right now about P15 on track, but it'll depend on if anybody else comes around him as he exits pit road. With this round of pit stops going on, just the top 7 are on the lead lap. That's bringing it back to the 81 of John Osborne. Osborne in his Nike Just Do It. Looks like Chevy Silverado. Sitting P7, Kenny Lynn ahead of him in his number 57 Toyota TRD machine. He's got Josh Taylor to his outside in his MGD machine. Josh Taylor hasn't been on pit road since lap 54, so we'll probably see him within the next 5 to 10 laps for his last stop of the race. Scott Rickard up here in his Bass Pro Club 05. He's right now sitting P4, up 5 spots from where he started. Tom Harmon was last on pit road, lap 54. So I imagine he'll be bringing Avril Lavigne to the attention of the crew here pretty soon. It doesn't look like he's coming down this time. Austin Collins up here in the 74. He was last on pit road, lap 53. So I imagine he'll be down pit road here within the next 2 to 6 laps. And then, of course, Tristan Bailey was on pit road last on lap 55. John Osborne 56. Mike York was last in on lap 62. So have to see how this all plays out in the closing laps. Now with less than 50 laps to go, actually 45 laps to go, as Tristan Bailey came across the start stripe that time, heading into turns 1 and 2. As you can see, they're on that graphic of 3 spots from where he started this evening. And so far, Nashville Superspeedway has absolutely belonged to the 4 of Tristan Bailey. right, here comes Austin Collins and John Osborne down pit road. They're kind of both giving some spots away. The 74, or I shouldn't say giving some spots away, but they stayed out on track for quite a while. This is coming in on lap 105, coming to start lap 106 for Collins. Same thing for John Osborne. So this puts just the top 5 of Bailey, Harmon, Rickard, Lind, Rickard, and Taylor on the lead lap. Rickard on pit road, King on pit road, as well as several others. Here's Collins in his number 74 Team Watson Racing machine, exiting pit road. Got a whole lot of traffic to merge up into, including the 13 of Aniscock, the 40 of Elric George. There is many more. The 40 of Elric George moves out of the way of these guys, as you see the 30 of Josh Taylor coming on down pit road. This is going to put Aniscock right now up to P8 and still continuing to try to climb. Penny Lind on pit road right as well as Josh Taylor, who we saw pull off track. Lind coming to the attention of his crew. Josh Taylor doing the same thing, trying to get in as quick as possible, not really sliding the tires. There you see the right side go up. Gas can number 1 is going in. Left side of the tires will go up. Second can will go ahead and go in as well. Tristan Bailey still out there, not missing anything there. Tom Harmon, though, in his Avril Lavigne number 68. He's going to go ahead and pull the attention of his crew. The same thing as the 07 of Mike York. So Tom Harmon came in from P2. Tristan Bailey still has not yet come down pit road. But again, he did pit on lap 55. I imagine he'll be bringing his number 4 Kodak machine to the attention of his crew very, very soon. Justin Aniscock and Mike Miller both came in on lap 97. Austin Collins came in on lap 105. So he's going to have a little bit of a gap between himself and Tristan Bailey. Bailey, if he was hoping that everybody, or maybe somebody would go down pit road and have some kind of an issue, the only driver he's waiting on right now is this guy right here, the 40 of Elric George. Elric was last in on lap 55, so you'd have to imagine he'd be coming down pit road pretty soon. Yep, there it is. Tristan Bailey bringing his number 4 machine to the attention of his crew. Austin Collins will inherit the lead. Let's see how that all plays out. Right now, Austin Collins on the backstretch, heading towards turns 3 and 4. He is going to catch up and pass Tristan Bailey. Tristan Bailey, he's just now exiting pit road. He has got a long time to try to catch up to Austin Collins. I don't know if he'll have enough time. Right now the gap is about 2.6 back. Tristan Bailey does have a long run feel to his car, so he'll have to hope that something materializes or Austin Collins falls off. But Austin Collins was pretty much able to keep up with Tristan Bailey in the long run. He only fell off just slightly. So this might really be a battle to the lead within the next 40 plus laps. All right, so here is your leader. And again, 3 seconds back to Justin Aniscock, 4.3 back to Mike Miller, 5 seconds back to Scott Rickard, 5.8 back to Tristan Bailey, 7.9 to Tom Harmon, 8.5 to Kenny Lind. Josh Taylor's 9.7 back, and then you get into the double digits, 12.3 for Andrew Chapman, and to round out the top 10, John Osborne in his number 81 Silverado, P10 up 6 spots, but 13.4 seconds behind our current leader, Austin Collins. About to be great battle about to brew behind the 13 of Dustin Hanscock. You see the 05 of Scott Rickard, the 5 of Mike Miller, and Tristan Bailey. Tristan Bailey going down pit road on lap 110. It looks like Scott Rickard was in on lap 106. So this is about to be an interesting battle. Is the 4 going to easily be able to pass the 05 as well as the 13? 13 up in that second group, kind of giving Tristan Bailey the line down low. Knows that he picked a whole lot later than the 13 did, so he's got those fresher tires. No sense in really holding him up, and possibly something happening between the two of them. But the 05 may not be that easy to pass. Oh, the 05 right now, Scott Rickard sitting P2, up 7 spots on the evening. He was down pit road lap 106. It was 110 for Tristan Bailey. So Tristan may not be able to get by quite as easily. I think the 05 is probably going to put up a little bit more of a fight than the 13 did, but that doesn't mean that the 4 won't get by. Tristan has had a very, very solid, very fast, long-run truck all night long. Here he is throwing it in on that bottom side. The 05 is going to go ahead and keep that 4 pinched down as long as he can. The 5 should have a little bit of a run off the high side. Nothing there. The 4 is going to come on down, block the possible chance at a crossover, and the 4 is going to try to set sail. So now between our leader here of Austin Collins and Tristan Bailey, down to 4.9 seconds. Working lap 118 of 150. So 32 laps remaining here in the Turned Out For What iRacing Truck Series, presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceveterans.com. Big thank you again to the one and only Lieutenant Colonel retired Cecil Ross of our United States Army. And as I mentioned earlier, big happy birthday to the U.S. Army, turning 250 years old. Our country turned 254. The U.S. Army 1 year older than our United States of America. Happy birthday, U.S. Army. All right, so with that last round of pit stops, it looks like the last truck on the lead lap right now is going to be the 8 of Chris Weaver, who right now sits P11, up 2 spots from where he started on the evening in his My Fox 8 Plus machine. Let's take a look at this scheme right quick. The racing report with Chris Weaver. Go on over to your Roku or your Apple TV and look up My Fox 8 Plus or Fox 8 Plus and download the channel. I actually did it on my Roku. You'll actually be able to catch up with Chris Weaver and a lot of his special guests that he has after each racing series, that whether it's a national series, a local series, whatever. You'll also see the racing report with Chris Weaver, where he actually highlights an iRacing series that he either races in or races around. The Turned Out For What iRacing Truck Series, presented by NAV, has been on that channel 1 or 2 episodes strong. I think the last one might have been from Texas or Kansas Motor Speedway. So yeah, go on over, look it up, download the channel. Again, it's called My Fox 8 Plus on Roku or Apple TV, and I tell you, you will not be disappointed. All right, let's go ahead and take a look back from his machine. No immediate threat for Chris Weaver. Austin Collins in his number 74 is a little bit further back. You're talking, let's see, 21 seconds back. So if these guys are completing laps at about the 31-second bracket right now, Austin Collins' last lap was a 31:25. Austin Collins means that he would be about 10 seconds back. Here is Austin. And I'll tell you what, if we take a look at the nose cam from Tristan Bailey, he can see the leader. But we're going to have 25 laps to go next time by, and he's down to 3 seconds. But don't forget, Austin Collins was able to hang with Tristan Bailey even in the long run. Austin Collins was on pit road lap 105. Tristan Bailey was in on lap 110. So he's got 5 lap fresher tires. Will that mean a whole lot? We'll have to see. Behind Tristan Bailey, this is Scott Ricker right now holding on to the bottom step of the podium. Tom Harmon just behind him by about a good 1.9 seconds. Tom Harmon, I believe he's won like the last 3 consecutive races here in the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series presented by NAV. So tonight would be the first one where he hasn't been or may not quite be on the podium, but he's trying to close in on the 05 of Scott Ricker. Scott Ricker now down to just 1.1 seconds over Tom Harmon, but he's still a good 2 seconds behind Tristan Bailey, 2.3 seconds give or take behind Tristan Bailey. Austin Collins now with a 2.4 second lead over Tristan Bailey and 4.8 over Scott Rickard, 5.8 back to Tom Harmon, and to round out the top 5, 8 seconds back to this guy right here, Kenny Lynn. 24 laps to go. 24 laps remaining of the NAV 150 live from Nashville Superspeedway. If you're just joining, this is the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series presented by NAV. Big thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross of our U.S. Army for picking up the full tab of this series and now for the 2nd season in a row. All right, so what do you think, guys? Is Austin Collins, with that gap kind of dwindling, is he going to be able to hold on to this lead? Now down to 1.5 over Tristan Bailey. Looks like the 74 was able to get on by Mike Bear Campbell in that 71, tagging that wall just a little bit. Tristan Bailey has to love seeing that because, I mean, anytime he tags that wall, if it's any kind of decent contact, you know, he's scrubbing just a little bit of speed off his number 74 down to 1.4. I think the last time we talked about Tristan, he was 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds back. So he is absolutely climbing. It's going to be a very interesting finish to this race, I think. Elric George now the one and only truck that is 1 lap down. The 11 of Mike Campbell III, Doug King, Claire Murphy, Mike Bear Campbell, as well as Ed Robertson down 2 or more laps. Elric George, the first truck 1 lap down. So if we should happen to see a caution this late in the race, he would get his lap back and get back on the lead lap. That would put 12 trucks back on the lead lap. Chris Weaver in his MyFox 8 Plus machine, still the last truck on the lead lap. Andrew Chapman in 10th. So it's Collins, Bailey, Harmon, Rickard, Lind, Taylor, Anascock, Osborne, Miller, Chapman, and Weaver as your top 11. Let's jump on board with the nose cam from Tristan Bailey. See what he's looking at. I mean, he just saw the 74 get around Mike Bear Campbell. Campbell kind of holding on to that 74 Tristan Bailey may not like this because now he's got the dirty air from 2 trucks just in front of him, but he is absolutely making hay. He is gaining a bit of time here and there. Now down to 1.7, 17 seconds to go. Will he catch him? Will that 74 back bumper be made ultra wide to try to keep Bailey behind? That gap kind of settling just a little bit, I guess you could say. I think Bailey might be a little bit better getting into the corner, but they even out coming off. You can see that gap fluctuating very, very little on that scoring pylon. 16 laps to go. It's going to be 15 to go next time by. This could shape up to be a very, very close race. Tom Harmon in his Avril Lavigne number 68 was able to get on by Scott Rickard in that 05. Let's go ahead and take a look at that pass right quick, see exactly how that happened. Looks like Harmon just able to get on down, keep the 05 up high. The 05 tried to battle back on that outside. 64 of Ed Robertson, 7 laps down. Not much that he could do about all this. 68 just able to get into the corner a little bit more. The 05 now had the 64 down low, and that's how that pass happened. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live as we continue on. So that puts Scott Rickard in his 05 machine back to P4. P5 is going to be Kenny Lind up 3. Josh Taylor down 4, back to 6th. Justin Aniscock 7th after starting on pole this evening. John Osborne is going to be 8th. He's up 8 spots. Down 3 spots going to be Mike Miller in his number 5. Andrew Chapman up 4, right now sitting P10. Chris Weaver, the last truck on the lead lap, sitting 11th, up 2. Elric George down 2 spots to 12th. Mike Campbell III sitting 13th, down 1 spot. Doug King in his number 87 Silverado, he's sitting 14th, up 4 spots on the night. Claire Murphy in his Deuce, he's up 2 spots, sitting 15th. Mike Pop Bear Campbell back here in 16th. He's down 1 spot on the night. Ed Robertson again down multiple laps in his number 64, sitting 17th. Mike York and Brian Pizzicemi out of tonight's event. All right, so back up to Austin Collins, and yep, you saw that Kodak machine right there in the frame for just a moment. That number 4 is getting closer and closer. Now less than a second. He's in the draft of the 74. 74 not really wrapping that yellow line where you see the 4 really get on down. That might be where the 4 has been able to make up just a little bit of time. And Mike Pop Bear Campbell's got to feel pretty good about his truck as he's kind of keeping right there with the leaders. Last time Pop Bear was on pit road is lap 117. The last time the leaders were on pit road is lap 105 for Austin Collins and 110 for Tristan Bailey, 108 for Tom Harmon. So tire strategy just a little different, or some just a little cautious as to when they went down pit road, so they didn't have to battle any traffic coming to pit road speed or peeling off track to get onto pit road. All right, Tristan Bailey, he's just about there as we look ahead from his nose cam. I mean, he's getting closer and closer to the tailgate for Austin Collins's Team Watson Racing's setup. Number 74 Toyota TRD machine. 9 laps to go as they come across the start stripe this time. Austin Collins now just less than half a second ahead of Tristan Bailey. This is going to be a great battle for the lead when it happens. Not if it happens, when it happens. Jump into the cockpit with Tristan right now. Definitely, I mean, you can definitely hear him shifting. You just saw the RPMs jump. Let's see, going into turns 1 and 2. Yep, you hear him downshift to third, helping get that nose planted just right. And back up to 4th down the straightaway. Is Austin Collins doing the same? Yep, Austin Collins is shifting as well. So both of these guys very, very secure in their trucks. And here's the battle for the lead with 8 laps remaining. There's a little bit of a race coming across the start stripe. Will the 74 pinch the Ford truck down, or will he just let him go? Looks like he didn't quite pinch him down much, and didn't have the exit speed of the Ford, so he had to give up the fight pretty much right away. As now we see the 8 of Chris Weaver. He's getting closer and closer to going a lap down. That would put 10 trucks on the lead lap. But Tristan Bailey has clearly been the class in the field this evening, leading the most laps. I want to say, don't have an exact lap counter, but definitely been up front all night long. Up 3 spots, up 3 spots after starting 4th. Austin Collins up 3 spots as well. Tom Harmon, he's up 4. Kenny Lind is up 4. And Scott Rickard to round out the top 5, also up 4 spots. If we're looking for the biggest mover of the evening, it would be this guy right here, the 81 of John Osborne in his Nike Pro machine. He is up 8 spots in his number 81 Silverado to P number 8. Battle back here between Justin Anscock and the 81. That is actually a battle for position right now. This is a battle for P7. The 81 all over the tailgate of the 13. Anscock in 7th. John Osborne right now in 8th. Almost making some contact. The 81 really had to get on the binders there, not to wash up into the 13. Great job by the 13 for keeping that position. But let's get back up front. Looks like the 4 may start to run away already. 1.1 seconds over Austin Collins. Austin Collins in his number 74. He's got 2.3 seconds back to Tom Harmon, so no immediate threat for him. Harmon, he's got 3.9 seconds back to Kenny Lind, so no immediate threat between the top 3. Kenny Lind, he's right now sitting P4 with 1 second over Scott Rickard. Scott Rickard's got 4 seconds back to Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor has 2 seconds back to Justin Anscock, and we were just keeping an eye on this battle right here for P number 7. 2 to go. This time by, it will be white flag. This race will have gone green the entire duration, the full 150 laps here in the NAV 150. The Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com. 150 lap event coming to close. One more lap for Tristan Bailey into turns 1 and 2 for the last time. All the way down on the yellow line, shifting down to 3rd, back up to 4th as he exits turn number 2. Down the backstretch, sees Elric George there in his Valvoline number 40. The 40 just staying slightly out of the way. You see the Ford get down on the yellow line, keeping the clean air on the nose of his Kodak machine. That Ford truck's going to go to victory lane and pick up a Gibson guitar here in Nashville. Austin Collins going to come across P2, and Tom Harmon going to continue on with his podium finishes here in P number 3. All right, let's go ahead and clear the boards. That way, Tristan Bailey has plenty of room to celebrate. It's going to be a great smoke show from him, no doubt whatsoever. Coming off turn 4 on his cool down lap. Tristan Bailey, it's all yours, sir. Light him up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back with our top 3 live from the booth. It'll be Tom Harmon, Austin Collins, and Tristan Bailey. We will be right back. Don't anybody go anywhere.
I wish I would have had a chance to enable my spotter. I wouldn't have ran out of fucking fuel. Or I didn't run out of fuel, but like I had less than half a lap remaining when I tried to pit that first time.
That was one round. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents, we are back with our top 3. This Avril Lavigne Silverado, definitely no surprise whatsoever after, 4 wins on a season, maybe 5 wins on a season so far. Tom, I tell you, this number 68 Silverado has been bad fast week after week. Yet another podium for you here from Nashville. What issues did you have this evening that kept you from trying to grab another checker, sir?
Well, my spotter did wonders, and he decided to go down to the hot dog stand and stayed there all race. I don't know why, but he certainly wasn't with me all night, and I wasn't aware how much fuel I had left on the first stop. And so once Tristan got under me, I knew it was going to be trouble. So I tried to slow up and get everybody by and then get down, but it just didn't work out and flipped around on me. I thought I was going to lose a lot more time and positions than I did, but thankfully I didn't. I was able to climb back up.
Yeah, I mean, you were one driver, and I've said this before to you and during the broadcast many times. You're one driver I could see in the back, and I know before the night's out you're going to be somewhere solidly inside the top 10, if not the top 5, or challenging for a win. And tonight at Nashville Superspeedway under the lights definitely was indicative of that. As I look ahead at the schedule that we've got coming up, next week we head to Michigan. 2.5 mile, very, very fast oval in the Irish Hills. What do you think about Michigan and maybe another podium?
If it's anything like it was last time, it's going to be one heck of a pack race. Look like a Talladega Daytona.
Yes.
A little bit looser car or truck rather, but I expect it to be the same. Just depends on what changes they made in the last update. Well,
it's going to be a great race next week. Definitely looking forward to it. I've always absolutely loved me some Michigan. So good job this evening. We'll see you there. Any quick friends, family, sponsors, sir?
Oh, yeah, shout out to you up in the booth. We're broadcasting it to everybody. All the fans drive the show up each week. Papa Bear and all his, my kids are yelling in the background. Shout out to them too. But for Papa Bear and all the admins that lost put on the show, Team Watson Racing and Output Racing guys for being good teammates, and Avril on the hood.
Hey, by the way, buddy, happy Father's Day, sir.
Thanks, sir. You as well.
Thank you. Definitely appreciate it. All right, moving on up. P number 2, Austin Collins. Austin, that number 74 Toyota TRD machine, very, very fast. Up 3 spots overall on the night. Your tires are just a little bit older than Tristan Bailey's. I was expecting that bumper to get pretty wide when he caught up to you. You seem to be able to hold on to him in the long run. It just seemed to fall a little short for you tonight, sir.
Yeah, just couldn't. I don't know. Just couldn't keep the right front on it. Kept on ripping it off every single run. I've just, for whatever reason, the past few weeks and months or something, I've not been in my. I've felt the same with the truck. For some reason, I've just been tearing the right fronts off of them as of recent. Used not to be too big of a problem with me, but there's something I haven't figured out. So we'll have to get back at it. We'll show up next week and hopefully figure something out. Like I said, I've got all kinds of teammates that help me out every week that give me good information, and I can learn off of them. So just didn't have enough right front there at the end. I know he got out front there at the beginning on that initial run, and I was saving a bit there, but just being close as I was to the top 3, and I kind of sat in there dirty air too long, I think, and they rubbed it off then, and then I was just playing catch up from that point. And once you're behind on the right front, you're behind, and just couldn't make it up. And like I said, I probably shouldn't have even been second. Thomas was definitely faster there, and he had his little issues. So I'll take a P2. Like I said, we're points racing. We're going to try to make it to the playoffs here.
Yeah, I talk about that right front. Michigan International Raceway next week. You carry a lot of speed into turns 1 into turn 1, and again into turn 3. Do you anticipate maybe a little bit of practice, leaning on some of your Team Watson guys to assist you with a couple things, so you don't wear it off at such a high speed track where you're getting into turn 1 and 2? I remember years and years ago, the Cup cars, they were over 200. I don't quite know what the trucks are turning going into 1, but how do you save that right front at such high speeds?
Luckily, if I remember correctly, a couple weeks ago or a week or two ago, whenever the trucks were at Michigan and officials, they're kind of on the right rear a bit more. So hopefully that plays to my benefit. But the trucks at Michigan it's just a big old pack race trying to manage the runs and try to save what tires you can for if you do get the long run. So it'll be interesting. Michigan's one of those tracks I'm not a huge fan of, but like I said, you can show up and race. So we'll try to do that. Like I said, the top line comes in good. The bottom works good if you can save it. And it usually leads to some pretty good racing. So I'm not too worried about the right front next week, but there's some tracks where it'll definitely come back to bite me.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll definitely see you next week at Michigan. A fun time as always. Tends to be a great finish. I mean, I've seen them 3 and 4 wide there coming across the start stripe to end it. It'd be interesting to see how that whole race plays out. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out there, sir?
Yeah, before I do that, I would like to thank all the dads out there. It's obviously Father's Day, so shout out to them. Shout out to all my teammates down at Output tonight. They all helped me out. All my guys at Team Watson Racing for allowing me to race with them. All the guys that show up here and race every night. All the admins. You, Pete, for doing the broadcast. But yeah, hopefully next week at Michigan, I can have the extra thousandths of a second there and beat Justin to the line if we're doing fuel saving again. So, like I said, Michigan does put on a good race, whether it's fuel saving or just flat out racing. So, hopefully we get that extra thousandths next week.
There you go. All right, sir. We'll see you there.
Have a good one, Pete.
You too, buddy. Tristan Bailey bringing home that number 4 Kodak machine, up 3 spots to the top. Tristan, it has been a very, very long time since I've called you to any kind of a win in any series. I think the last time was in NNR, if I'm not mistaken. And here you are back with the turn down for what iRacing Truck Series. I believe just your 2nd or 3rd race being back, getting it done. Bringing it to Burnout City. Here in Nashville. Talk us through your win. Any changes or any strategy that you employed to have such a great long run truck, sir?
Honestly, the first run, I was just letting the leaders just go. I was trying to save the tire as much as possible because the concrete just eats that right front up. I noticed that in practice. I didn't think, honestly, I didn't know about the shifting part until Thomas passed me in that first run. He shifted when he went by me. I was like, oh, let me try it then. So I did it, and that's when I got back to the inside. I didn't know he had a pit, and he didn't know he had a pit either. So I guess I wouldn't have went underneath him. He said he had a pit, but I guess he didn't know either till last minute. I didn't know either, so I hope I didn't. Hopefully, I wasn't the one that kind of messed him up there on pit entry, and then just having the going longer on tires, I think benefited more because just even any like 2 laps more on tires, it was a big chunk on tires for some reason here in the trucks.
So with the tires, like I was just asking Austin, Michigan International Raceway is next week. Very, very big, bad, fast track. About a mile longer than this place, if I'm not mistaken. Just under a mile. How do you go about saving that right front, or if it's off the right rear, how do you keep the truck under you so you're not coming around when you're trying to get back under throttle?
That's a good question, Pete, because I couldn't tell you the last time I ran Michigan in the truck, so I guess it'll be a first timer for in a while for me because I really don't run the trucks anymore, and mainly been running the A car and the league I run on Saturday night. So this is like 4th, maybe 5th race. I don't know with the truck, and I don't run them much anymore.
Well, you're definitely fast enough to keep up or keep some of the best behind you in Austin Collins and Tom Harmon, Kenny Lind, and Scott Rickard were our top 5 this evening. Great finish again. Good to welcome back to the Turn Down for What ranks, and congratulations. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out there, bud?
You for broadcasting, and of course, happy Father's Day to you, and you be broadcasting on Father's Day, and then my team at Eons, we did a quick little practice before the race started during the practice session. We figured out some brake bias adjustments there, and kind of went with it after that. And then Bob Bear, obviously for the league, putting us on, and then I guess that's about it.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next week at Michigan. Congratulations one more time.
Thank you, Pete.
You got it. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up. Yeah, Michigan International Raceway is on tap next week, right around 9 o'clock. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping me and everybody else company. We will see you then. Big thank you one more time to the one and only Lieutenant Colonel retired Cecil Ross of the United States Army. Happy 250th birthday to the U.S. Army as well.